anybody hear me or not? Hold on. Who is it? Oh, hold on. Let me get the camera on. I think this is GOAT 1408. This is Slim Jim. Hey, Slim Jim. Yo, Didi, stay blessed. Sliding through on you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Let me put the comment. Let me get on camera. Can you hear me? You said you can hear me. Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm not. Okay, where I'm at. Hold on, y'all. I can't even figure out how to put this on the screen. Hold on. This, hold on. Is this it? No. Look at here. I don't even know what I'm doing. Where I'm at. Hold on. I'm going to get it. Maybe that's it. Is that it? No. Maybe that's it. Okay. Oh my, I'm too dark. I am too dark. Yes, I'm too dark. I need to bring the lamp closer. Hold on, let me bring this lamp closer. You said the camera icon at the. Thank you. Thank you, Slim Jim. Thank you, GOAT 1408. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you. It's been a minute since I've been on live. Hold on, let me move this lamp so y'all can see me better. Hold on. See me better. Maybe. Maybe y'all can. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me flies. Let me catch up on these comments. You can hear me. Brandon said he made it. Thank you for coming, Brandon. Let's see who else. My God. Goat 1408 says, Yo, B, Brandon. Hold on, y'all. I hear Slim Jim live now as well. That's wonderful. I did see that you went live, Slim Jim. I'm going to have to catch the replay. I'm going to have to pop in one of your lives soon as possible. I promise you I will. A lot has been going on. But thank you so much for coming in mine. Thank you so much. Thank you for your help. Thank you. I'm happy to be able to catch you. Thank you. So I would like to. Damn, flies. I would. I would like to welcome you all to another episode of DDTS Live Edition, StreamYard Edition. Thank y'all for coming in. For joining me and everything. I know I look a little ratchet. I don't know where these flies coming from. But thank you all so much for coming in and joining me. Goat for Goat. Hold on 1 second. Oh my goodness. Hold on. All good. Come through whenever you have the time to. That's what replays are for. Yes, I truly agree. And I know I'm far behind, but thank goodness for replays. And same here, same here. I really want to say thank you. I'm still in, well, when my Facebook got hacked or whatever you want to call it, I was not able to get back in the group, but thank goodness that I was able to, hold on, let me let these flies out. Okay, let's go. I'm tired of these damn flies come up in here and look at me. So what happened was when my Facebook got deactivated or hacked or suspended, and I didn't appeal, and I lost everything, including my Instagram and everything like that. So I basically had to start over. So that's what happened with that. But today, and I'm just so happy to be back. Got you playing in the back in the bushes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I'm so excited to do this episode. Now, this is going to be right here, y'all. This is my note phone. So I will have to show you my receipts and everything from this phone since I don't have the premium version of StreamYard. I'm just not going to pay that type of money because I don't have it right now. I don't have that type of money to get the premium uh, StreamYard. I don't have it. As much as I would love to, I don't have it like that. So we're going to do what we got to do. But welcome to DDTS episode 804. And if you have not yet, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you will get notified when I have new videos available. Now, this is a live episode of DDTS. I decided to do it late tonight because tomorrow I'm just going to relax. Tomorrow I'm just going to chill. Friday, Saturday, take some time for myself, do some more homework, research, and everything on my episodes. I'm at 702 subscribers, and I would like to thank each and every one of y'all and everything. Brandon said, if it's free, it's for me, sir. I'm with you. Yes. If it's free, it's for me. Yes, indeed. Hey, from the SIP, how you doing? From the SIP says, hello, everybody. Hey, chat. Hello, from the SIP. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. How you doing? You did a wonderful episode on Wind Down Wednesday. I really appreciate that. It was truly amazing. But yes, y'all, if y'all have not yet, please check out From the SIP's replay of Wind Down Wednesday. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to his channel. Check him out. Subscribe to Slim Jim Longfoot's channel. Check him out. And please subscribe to Brandon of Palm Beach YouTube channel. I promise you, you guys will not be disappointed. I like to give those flowers that give me so much recognition and so much love and support. But today, y'all, and tonight, I'm going to be on here for about an hour or forever how long it takes me to finish talking about these topics. I don't have no pictures. I don't have none of that like on the other one when I be going like, I don't know why these flies be bothering me. I'm sick and tired of them. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't gonna let these flies distract me. But yes. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these topics. Now, I might not go in order, but I'm gonna do it enough. You know, I'm gonna get to all that I'm gonna get to in this episode. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Some of this is alleged, and some of it is true. I have my receipts. I have my information, articles, all that, screenshots, all that. So I will be doing it. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. So let's get into it. Okay, let me get to it. Now, the first thing that I would like to talk about is that I will be playing a video. I will be playing a video, and I basically will let y'all hear the video and allegedly let y'all see the video if that's okay with y'all. What are you drinking, DeAndre? Believe it or not, I'm drinking coffee. I'm drinking coffee. I had a beer earlier, but had a couple earlier, but I wanted to drink my coffee to keep me alert because you know once you drink beer and stuff, it gets me sleepy. I'm a very lightweight when it comes to drinking. Like I try to play it off, I try to make like I'm tough, but honestly, the drinks defeats me. But yes, that's what I'm drinking on. See the coffee in the alcohol it keeps me alert when I'm going live, but the coffee it does as well. It just the coffee does more, and the coffee keeps me very alert. So does the alcohol, but it does different things in a good way. I'm just gonna put in that aspect. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So the first topic that we're going to be talking about the update of Nolan Wells and about his autopsies that has came back. It is some new information that has came back regarding Nolan Wells' autopsy. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But let's go ahead and get into it now. I knew you were drinking coffee. What kind are you drinking tonight? I'm drinking an off-brand coffee. I'm drinking an off-brand coffee that works as well. I ran out of Folgers, but I'm drinking an off-brand coffee. Let me show you. This is regular instant coffee. This is what I'm drinking. I bought two of these for $4 and some few cents. Brandon, what did you put up here on this chat? Hold on. What the world is you putting up here? You are a bad. You are a BMF. Don't kid yourself. Oh wow, thank you. I try not to be. Sometimes the bad gotta come out. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Let me put this. Let's get into it. Cause I feel like I'm gonna get off track. We're gonna talk about the Nolan Wells topic first and situation and update. It says the independent autopsy finds possible injury to the back of Nolan Wells' head as cause of death remains undetermined. And it is said something happened to his throat as well. With that being said, it is said that Nolan Wells, some of his remains was missing, including his throat. And it is allegedly said, like what I just read, and I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. I believe that Nolan Wells was unalived and his so called friends did it. But they can only be covered up and hide the truth for so long because the truth is about to come to the light. Because this ex prosecutor by the name of Nancy, Miss Nancy, I think her name is Nancy something. She has been on this case, she has been on this situation, and she has not been playing no games. Now, this Miss Nancy woman, because I don't know her last name, this Miss Nancy woman, it is alleged that she was an ex prosecutor and she came out of retirement to go over this case to find the truth about what's going on. And she was a prosecutor in Atlanta at that. So, for what I hear, she's a bad woman and a good prosecutor. From the SIP says someone knows something. True, true, true. Someone knows something. Which reminds me, I'm going to show y'all this video later related to this topic, if I may. In this video is one of Nolan Wells' friends being interviewed by this black interviewer, and a lot of people has been giving him backlash because of, you know what, why are you interviewing this person, why are you interviewing the suspect that had something, but yet had a lot to do with Nolan Wells's unaliving and demise and the pain that he helped cause of Nolan Wells's family. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. But let's get into this article right here. I just read independent autopsy finds possible injury to the back of Nolan Wells' head as cause of death remained undetermined. Okay, here we go. It says, neighbor, new details have emerged in the investigation into the death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells during a public press conference held by attorney Ben Crump. The family shared preliminary findings from an independent autopsy that commissioned after Nolan Wells' death. According to the primary report, the independent forensic pathologist found a possible injury to the back of Nolan Wells' head, describing a 12 by 8-inch area of red discoloration in the soft tissue. However, the report states that both the cause and manner of death remain undetermined pending further investigation. The independent autopsy was conducted by the forensics of Dr. Roger Mitchell due to the body's advanced decomposition. The medical examiner said it was impossible to determine whether Nolan had bruising on the skin. The report also noted that structures from Nolan's throat were not present because they had reportedly been removed during the original autopsy for further examination. During the press conference, when Crump said the independent medical examiner could not rule out foul play at this time. Nolan's mother also addressed supporters saying that her family's only focus is finding out. To her son, she also shared that has faced false accusations of racism and grieving to the loss of her son. From Brandon of Palm Beach says, undetermined, always sketchy. Yes, I agree. Now, let me show y'all the picture. Let me show y'all this picture right here, what topic I'm talking about. Oh, Lord, I almost showed y'all something that y'all didn't need to see. See, I got this from Neighborhood Talks. Now, let's talk about it. So, you're meaning to tell me, like I said, they did it. They did it. They are guilty as you know what. They guilty as hell. There's no there's no thought about it. They guilty. They did it. Those so-called friends, his so-called friends, they did it. They were never his friends, and they helped cover up this whole scenario. Because why is remains from his throat missing? Why are y'all trying to decompose his body? Like, is that what y'all were trying to do? They was trying to decompose his body, truthfully and allegedly, to cover up the fact that, they're trying to cover up their own self. But they did it. They did it. Which reminds me, I'm going to play this video once again. I'm going to play this video and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to read to y'all the caption as well. Brandon Apondry says, DeAndre, close your Grinder account before I what? Hold on. DeAndre, close your Grinder account before you put your phone up. What? No, I don't get on Grinder. Grinder is slimy and it's a no go. Grinder is a hot mess. Grinder is a hot damn mess. I can't stand Grinder. When I first, back in 2017, yeah, Grinder used to be good, but Grinder is a hot damn mess. They try to scam you. From the Sip says, LOL with a laughing emoji. Listen, like what I'm saying, y'all, them supposed to be friends of Nolan's. They had and they are just as guilty as the next person. And the fact that they're trying to hide this whole scenario, trying to cover their tracks. Because one thing about those individuals, or should I say clear peoples, or clear folks, allegedly, they're going to stick together and they're going to stick to their story. You think they're going to go against each other? Because if they go against each other and if they slip up and confess to what they're doing, they going away for a very long time. And I'm pretty sure this Nancy woman, this ex-prosecutor, she's going to make sure of that. I knew from the first beginning and start that they had something to do with it. They unalived Nolan. Because if you were his friends, you wouldn't have never done that. But let's be honest. I'm not going to go anywhere if I'm the only odd person in the group. And if you know, you know. If I'm the only person that looks different and that is different, I am not going anywhere with a group of individuals that cannot do anything for me. And I know for a fact that the odds are against me. And that's the truth. I'm just being honest. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and go over to this video. I'm gonna read this caption first, then we're gonna watch this video. I'm gonna put the phone up here and let y'all see. First, let me take a sip of this coffee. Okay, so it says Nolan Wells' best friend Warren Hudson describes Nolan on on the day he passed. I had a couple of conversations with Nolan that day. He seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. Now let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video for y'all. Now this video is true. This video I found on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure this video is all on social medias and platforms that you all follow, just like me. So let's go ahead and get into it.
everybody's drinking, you know. I mean, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, you know, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island, women. You probably had alcohol, so y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You know, you guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, you know, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of other buddies. They are in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking to people I knew from college. I was talking to, you know, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, you know, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. You know, we're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, you know, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, you know, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands, and I feel like it was just a big. I talked to Nolan, and you know, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking. Most of everybody, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there, so
yeah,
everybody's drinking, you know. I mean, it's 4th of July.
All right. Was y'all able to hear everything, and was y'all able to see it pretty good? From the Sip has put up something. Doing an interview with that man is very telling. You know what? I've heard the same thing exactly. Um okay, you heard me? Okay. I've heard that same exact thing. Doing an interview with him is very telling. But that's my thing though. Why is everybody is doing these interviews except the friends? Like, this is the very first interview and video that I saw of supposedly Nolan Wells' friend doing this interview. Like, why you want to come out now? Why all of a sudden do you want to come out now that Nolan Wells has been put to rest and laid to rest? Why would you want to come out now that he is buried? Now that the funeral has been had. And when he was in that interview, I can honestly tell you, if you go back and rewind this video and basically rewind the part, and you can basically find this on Instagram. You can even rewind this video on this live that I'm doing. It will automatically tell you every time when that individual would get asked the question, he will always be like, like, why is you stuttering? Is you that nervous? I tell you why you're nervous, because you did it. Because you know something more that happened. But you trying to cover your tracks and cover your friends' tracks, and just because y'all's parents, because like this guy right here, like literally, his name.
Everybody's drinking.
Hold on,
you know?
wait a minute.
I mean,
Warren Hudson. Now his mama or daddy is supposed to be the judge or something like that, and one of these individual parents had the nerve and the audacity to write a long post saying that they are so sorry for the loss of Nolan and all this and then the third. Like, I don't believe that for a fact. I don't believe it for a fact. You just put that on there to front. You just put that on there to try to throw everybody off, to try to keep people from being distracted. Because honestly, that's my honest truth, and I'm going to say how I feel. Now, I know some people might not agree with me, but I speak the truth. I have no reason to, you know what I'm saying. Brent says, DeAndre, you can't really go by some people are nervous. They are on camera. Okay. And who is this? Okay. Okay. DeAndre, you can't really go by no because you're on camera. Okay, I definitely understand what you're saying, but I really feel that it's some more to that. I get what you're saying, honestly. I do. Hey, Vegan Kings, how you doing? Welcome in. How you doing? Strong stuff. Yes, yes, we are. We are okay. Yes, we good. I'm just doing this episode, and I'm just having just doing the elaboration. Just doing the elaboration. Yeah, but yeah, everything is well. Yes, okay, Brandon Upon says, "Hi, Abdul." But we are good. We are good. We are good. Thank you for coming in. Vegan King says, "Hi, Brandon." Okay, this is what I love. I'm so happy to. I'm just so happy to have everyone here to come in. I just love this, and I thank y'all for coming in. I was just talking about this Nolan Wells case and whole situation and updates. Best believe that it is something, you know. But I'm going to say this, and I think we're going to move on to the next topic. It's so many questions that I have still. Vegan King says yes, they hate black folks. It's unfortunate. I really believe it, and I agree because I really feel like it's so many questions that needs to be answered. Like Nolan Wells deserves so much justice. He deserves justice because I've heard people's of my own community now saying that that's his fault. He made up that decision on his own. He knew not to go there if he was the only odd one. But at the same time, that does not take away that somebody's child, somebody's brother, best friend, and everything was taken away from them. Nolan Wells' mommy and daddy, his parents, is not going to heal from this just like that because it goes back to the history. It goes back to Emmett Till. It goes back to Emmett Till. It goes back to Kendrick. It goes back to Trayvon Martin. It goes back to so many peoples, that was done wrong in our community. Now, I'm just gonna put it out there. I can go on and on, but I'm not gonna rage bait. I'm not gonna, do any of that. But I'm just speaking the facts. Well, it wasn't his fault. He should just know that certain people just don't like us. That's true. I really feel I get that a lot of us I get that a lot of us in this world and in this economy wants to see that there's change. Not saying, and I can honestly say this, not saying all peoples of other communities are not bad. I really feel that most of these peoples of other communities, they are taught this. They see their older peoples doing it. They see other peoples of other generations doing it. They are taught that. They are taught that, you know, to go against peoples because of the color of their skins or their backgrounds, which I think is totally not right. But at the same time, we as black peoples, we also gotta open our eyes to realize that everybody is not meant to change. Everybody does not have that mentality. And this is when I say we all need to have our own space when it comes to a lot of situations. You know, we can have our own safe spaces, but other people want to take credit for it. And I think it's totally, I can go on and on, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just being honest, you know. From the SIP said, it all needs to end. Yes, it does, because I'm truly getting tired and frustrated because every time I get on social media, someone of the community is either something has happened or it happened to them in the same way that you know that it happened to somebody else. Brandon with the hearts, thank you, Brandon. I'm trying to include everybody up in here, make sure I ain't skipping. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this one, then we're gonna go over to the next topic. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Vegan King says it won't because the Caucasian peoples is our brothers and sisters and our sisters, but the devil allows us both to fight each other for no reason. You know, I agree. I agree. I agree on that one. But I'm gonna say this, then we're gonna go over to the next topic. If Miss Nancy is on this case, oh, they going down. He's definitely gonna get the justice. Nolan Wells is definitely gonna get the justice that he deserved. The original Rainbow Coalition, if you look it up, was all races in the ghetto fighting for oppression. Back right Spanish, they made the original rainbow flag before Jesse Jackson did. Thank you for telling me that. I'm definitely gonna look that up. I'm gonna look it up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So if we are done with this topic, I want to go over to the next topic, if I may. So let's go ahead and go to the next topic. Yes, from the SIP says I need to research that. Oh, I do as well. Because I love researching stuff in the middle of the night and looking up random stuff during the night, especially about history and about all this type of stuff, actors and actresses and everything. I do stuff like that. Maybe that's why my memory is so sharp. But let's get into the next topic. Okay. The next topic that I want to get into Chadwick Bosmen and brothers want his widow removed from his estate, claims she still hasn't distributed assets nearly 6 years after his death. Um, I have really read some about this recently, saying that Michael Jamal Warner uh, widow tried to remove the mama from his estate or something like that. I don't know what's going on, but I want to talk about this right here. I'm not going to spend too much on here. I feel like it says neighbors. Chadwick Boseman's family is back in court over his estate. According to TMZ, Chadwick's brothers, Kevin and Derek Boseman, have filed legal documents asking the judge to remove his widow, Taylor Simone Lee Ward Boseman, as a administrator of his estate. The brothers claim that Taylor has mismanaged the estate and hasn't followed a 2022 court order that gave Chadwick's parents, Leroy and Carolyn Boseman, a combined 50% share after the actor died without a will. They also allege that Taylor has kept the family in the dark about the estate for years and still hasn't finished distributing exits. According to the filing, the estate includes movie royalties, intellectual property rights, investments, insurance policies, personal belongings, and more than $3 million across the multi-bank accounts. The filing claims Chadwick's parents have been left without money and insurance benefits they believe they're entitled to, saying it's prevented them from pursuing business opportunities tied to Chadwick's legacy, while Taylor has continued benefiting from his name and image. Now, Chadwick's brothers are asking the court to hold Taylor's contempt, force her to provide a full accounting of estate within 30 days, remove her as administrator, and appoint attorney Jason Rubin to take over. They're also asking the court to stop her from signing major contracts involving Chadwick's estate without the family's appeal and to require her to turn over the estate related to contracts. Okay, from the silk has something to say. Money and family, not a good mix sometimes. You know what? I truly agree. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Because, let's be honest, I think that is a test. I think when money is involved, I think that is a real test and that will get you and that will let you know right then and there who is down for you, who is on your side, who can you trust, who can rely on, know they won't, mess up what is entitled to you. Now, even though I just read the article from Neighborhood Talks, these are the receipts that I have, so yeah. One side is Chadwick Boseman and his wife, and the other one is his brothers. So it's like this is pretty messy because basically what is being said. Hold on, y'all. Basically, what is being said is that Chadwick Boseman's wife has not been owning up to her demands or her share of the estate. But like what I read, Chadwick Boseman does not and did not have a will. So, with that being said, if he did not have a will, and if he did not have anything that said that this goes to my parents.
If someone dies without a will, their estate enters probate and is...
My phone did that, y'all. But what I'm saying is, he didn't have a will. He didn't, have no paperwork drawn up. So I'm guessing if you don't have a will or any paperwork or anything like that, and if you're married, so I'm guessing the widow or the spouse thinks that it goes to her or him or this and that and the third. But I feel like if if he did have a will, and if it said that it goes to his parents, biggest of it, a half of it, this and then the third, I feel like the parents deserve some. But if the will doesn't say anything about the parents or anything like that, if it does not say that, then if the widow gets it and if she wants them to have it, I really feel that she should just give some a reminder or however she wants to give to the parents. I feel like she should give some to the parents because I really feel that Chadwick Bosmen would want, his parents to have some. Because, that's family. Even it does not matter if you are married. I really feel like the parents are entitled to give some. Just my opinion. Y'all might not agree with me, but that's just how I feel. Let me get these comments. Hold on. Like you never date anybody that you work with. As I used to say, you don't dip your pen in the company ink. Exactly. Never mix business with pleasure. Especially when it comes to money, because it can become a toxic and bad situation. Hi, DeAndre's phone. Hey, yeah, this phone. Some serious at times. I'm gonna catch up on these chats. I can't almost guarantee that anybody under 30 does not have a will. As you know, when you are that age, you live forever. That's something to think about. From the Sip says, I thought about having a will. Really, honestly, I have as well. I thought about it too, you know, because we never know when we are going to, depart or transition. Like, we literally do not know. But from my understanding, I'm just going to go ahead and give my elaboration, and then I'm going to go over to the next topic because I don't want to spend too long on, you know, this whole topic. I'm just going to speak my honest opinion. Part of me believes that Chadwick Boseman's brother is looking out for their best interests and their parents' interests because my honest thing is if the court has granted you that and they tell you you must follow this up, you must follow that up. Once that court writes that paper for you, in my opinion, once that ink dries up and once the court gives you something, you're supposed to follow that order. So maybe the brothers wanted to come forward because maybe something came up recently, or they feel like that they are deserving of what Chadwick left. Now, if he didn't leave a will, which it says he didn't, I don't know how that will work. But I really feel like, you know, sometimes I also feel that family can come in some really bad timing. And I realize feel like family would do some things like this to benefit themselves and not think about the others. As long as they feel like that they can, speak up on something like this, they think they're going to get a cut of it. That's how I feel. I feel like the brothers kind of, I guess they felt in their mind that Chadwick Bosman's wife was not doing what needed to be done, and so they trying to get the court order so their parents can get, what Chadwick Boseman had, which is his estate. Because basically what they saying is allegedly and truly that since 2022, Chadwick Boseman's wife has not followed any of the guidelines with the court and the paper that was drawn out to her. And so the parents have not received anything. That's basically what I'm getting. All I'm gonna say is I'm hoping that they resolved it because I feel like that is a desperate and basic toxic situation. Family and money do not mix well at all because there comes a time when you mix money and family together. There's no more family. Sometimes people's put money in front of family, and that basically tells me that you don't care about family, you care about money. And that ain't cool. So hopefully they get that resolved. Hold on 1 second. Wait a minute, what did I miss? Did I miss something? $50 in December of 2022. Wow. And from the SIP says 4 days before my birthday. Okay, oh my. Are you a lounging SIP? Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this last topic because I'm almost to the hour mark. But let me ask y'all something. How am I doing on here? How did I do so far? I feel like I skipped over and I feel like I missed something, but okay. I feel like okay. Enjoy while you have. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get to this last topic right here. Now, the last topic that I have. Wait a minute. What is I'm missing something? Missed out on so much in my 20s. Trust me. I feel like I have as well. Because honestly, let's be honest, I'm I don't like, I like staying to myself. I'm pretty much a homebody, honestly. You are doing amazing. I was ready to go to sleep, and you haven't queued me up. I'm here. I'm with you, and I'm loving every minute. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Well, this is the last topic, so I'm gonna get into it, and after that, I'm probably gonna get my bed ready so I can watch some TV. I ain't even watch TV today, honestly, but I'm gonna watch some TV later on. But let's get into this last topic. I'm gonna play this video in a little bit, hopefully. We're finna talk about Chris Blake. It says Chris Blake allegedly admits that Stefan was talking to him, was taking him shopping and spending money on him like he was one of his women, but says he didn't realize Stefan was doing this to basically woo him. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer with this whole topic because I've been hearing this topic week, all week long about this whole Stephen Diggs case and situation. I've been hearing Cardi too, and I know it's a lot. But let me just go ahead and put this out there. I don't know who's telling the truth. And honestly, we was not there. Was none of us there. None of us was not there. The only two peoples that know what went down between them is Stefan Diggs and Chris Blake. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, I think Chris Blake is just saying stuff to drag this storyline out like it's a show. Now, I've seen messages, I've seen screenshots of so many things. I just don't know what to believe anymore. But I believe this is for an attention span. Now, Chris Blake says truly and allegedly that he is straight. He's 100% straight. He's not bi. He's not part of the LGBTQ. So that's what he says. But what I just read to you all, which I'm going to play the video, that he says that Stefan was taking him shopping like he was one of his women. And but he also said that he did not know that all that was to woo him. Now wait a minute. This is the same Chris Blake that went on that messy Tasha K interview and he said some stuff way back then as well. So now he's sticking to his same story with who he's getting interviewed with now. So it's like, damn, I don't know what to believe. All I'm gonna say is, out in peoples in 2026 and trying to figure out if a guy who is part of the straight community is part of the LGBTQ community and exposing them, trying to figure out and be nosy whether they like this person or like that person or is like this or like that. Your best bet is to just let it alone. Because you will be highly disappointed when you keep doing all that messy digging and you do not get the results that you wanted because you was trying to be messy. You was trying to start up mess just because. You know. Like, let's be honest. From the Sip says, people can't wait to expose a ex-friends on Mad Day was never a friend. Exactly. People's be wanting to peoples will never, peoples will never admit to it. Like, if you gonna try to expose somebody because you aren't cool with that person, I think that's just too much. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we is too old. We are in we in our 30s and 40s and 50s, and I think at a time we must stop doing this high school stuff and start doing this adult stuff, and that is minding our business that pays us. Worry about what we got going on in our own lives instead of what somebody else do, because worrying about what this person did with this person, who they spent their money on, who they slept with, who you slept with. I feel like they ain't no business, nobody business. Now, whether Chris Drake is telling the truth or not, I don't know, but I feel like he is putting on. I feel like he just dragging us out. Now, if he was a victim of Stephen Diggs, and some of the things that he said, it made me just pause. Like some of the things he said that Stephen was whispering in his ear, and Chris Drake says he allegedly tried to leave the room, and Stephen Diggs' brother jumped on him, and this and that and the third. But it's just so much that I can, you know, I just don't know how to say it. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to say this: I was not there. None of us were there. But I feel like this is a put on. I feel like this has been dragged out long enough. I don't know too much about this whole situation. But I really feel it's more to it. Those two the only ones that know the truth, and Cardi do too. She knows the truth as well. But she has been saying a lot of things. See, Cardi, she's been in the media too about her dating this dude that was from Nigeria who was a soccer player, and the baby mama coming out with some stuff saying that he is bi and he was beating up on her, this and that and the third, all because Cardi had lunch with him or dinner with him in Italy. In Italy. And Cardi B came out and says she don't know what she does. She don't know what it is. But she just be ruffling people's feathers. Like she ruffles these baby mamas' feathers. She don't know what it is. And at this time, and at this point, a lot of people told Cardi, you might as well go ahead and be single. You might as well go ahead and focus on what's important. Because these so-called men that Cardi be dating pretty much ain't no good, or it gets her in a bunch of mess with other women. Like, are these other women intimidated by Cardi? I think so. I mean, I don't know, but it's just a lot. So what do you guys think about that? I'm just gonna leave it up to y'all. And that's gonna be the topic on it. If I've skipped around, I'm sorry, y'all. If I if I would have assaulted them, I would have been the bad guy to go to jail. Hold on, let me go back up. Ooh, my hair is itching. I gotta wash my hair. I am a slap the S out of somebody because they threw something at my daughter while we were having dinner. When I got up to confront them, they were all minors. I did not know what to do. Oh, wow. Ooh, oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. All right. I would have called the cops on them, Brandon. That's what From the Sip says. I would have took some action. If I couldn't do nothing, I knew it would have been some action that could have been done, even if it was not up to me. But that's it on that topic. That's it for all the topics, you guys. So before I close this out, I want to ask y'all, how did I do on this episode of DDTS, episode 804? How did I do on it? And I'm so sorry for the flies and moving around. I'm so sorry if I was skipping around on a bunch of things. I was just trying to get every topic that there was out. But I want to thank you all for coming on. I want to thank you from the SIP. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Vegan Kings. Thank you, Slim Jim Longfoot. Thank each and every one of y'all, the watchers in the background and all around. Thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for coming in, and that will conclude. This episode of DDTS. The manager of the restaurant gave us a discount. However, I'm getting ready to backhand somebody, and then I turn around and they're children. So I had to control myself. Ooh, me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, y'all, that's gonna be my episode. Thank y'all for coming in. I really want to say thank y'all. And I will see y'all on the next episode of DDTS. Gonna eat this honey bun. And I'm about to get ready to relax. Thank you from the SIP. Thank you from the SIP. Hold on. Thank you from the SIP. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm happy y'all enjoyed the live. And be sure to join me next time whenever I go on live. But I'm about to get ready and relax now. Thank y'all for coming in. And I'll see y'all on the next episode of DDTS. Thank y'all. And then we'll conclude. Okay, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank y'all and see y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.